Hello guys and welcome back to Aussie's Young Learning Emporium. In today's video, we're looking at this very crucial, important part of geometry and maths, which is called the Cartesian Plane. So let's get into this video. Now, this may sound a bit intimidating at first, this fancy word, Cartesian Plane, but it's really not that hard. Let's start by looking at this little figure. Have you seen this before? Maybe you have and maybe you haven't. Both of them are completely fine because that's what we're going to be learning about in this video. So, at first sight, what do you notice on this? You might notice that there are two long lines, these two. Okay? So, these have got some names. As you can probably notice, each of these lines kind of point toward this label. So this vertical line, which, let me tell you, extends towards infinity in both sides. So this is negative infinity, this is positive infinity. Infinity is kind of represents the largest possible number, by the way. So this is an infinitely large plane, by the way. So basically, this vertical one points towards this label, y-axis. So this is vertical, right? Now, let me rub this out, make it a little bit more clear for us. All right. Now, if we look at the x-axis, which also extends towards infinity on both sides, this is negative infinity, this is positive infinity. Now, this line is called the x-axis. All right, so let me just recap a little bit to help you guys remember. Let's just undo all this. 1 second, guys. Thank you. All right, so this vertical line, which extends towards infinity on both sides, this is called the y-axis. All right, very simple. Y-axis. Now, we've got another one. This is our x-axis. And this is horizontal, extended towards infinity on both sides as well. That is all you really need to know about this plane. And that is basically all there is on this plane, really. Normally, if you'd see this Cartesian plane, there would be some lines like this. Like this. It would make kind of like a grid. But since I've hand drawn this, it's normally easier to not draw these lines. Formally, you would draw these lines, but normally you don't really need to. And let me show you why. First, let's start by what are coordinates. Okay, that's going to lead us into why we don't need that grid right now, because I'm going to show you. It's really easy, really. So, coordinates basically are points on this Cartesian plane. So maybe there's a point here, maybe there's a point here, maybe there's a point here. All of these points, these are coordinates. Coordinates. All right, nothing fancy, just coordinates. Now, let's go back to here. Now, there is a set form of coordinates, which is really important to know. Basically, normally you write them in brackets, and first you've got the x value. So you've got the x first, and then you've got the y second. What does this mean? Okay, let's look at this by looking at an example. Let's try to plot this. 3, 4. Now we've got a comma, so that shows us that this is separated. So this means that the first one, as we looked at before, is our x value. So 3 is our x value, and our 4, which is coming second, that is obviously going to be our y value. All right, so now we've got this set. At least this is x, this is y. 4 corresponds to y, 3 corresponds to x. Okay, so now, can you find the number 3 written near the x-axis? Yes, it's right here. Okay, now let's find 4 on the y-axis. 4 on the y-axis. So since this is the positive side, 4 is obviously going to be here, so 4 is here. This is negative, by the way. This is negative. This is positive. For the x-axis, this is positive. This is negative. All right. So since we've found our 4 and 3, which is the main thing needed for our coordinate. So we've got 4 and we've got 3. And now we're going to find our coordinate. Now, having a point lie on 3 on the x-axis means that it is going to be somewhere here, somewhere along this vertical. Yes, we are looking at the x-axis, but when we think about where it's going to lie, it's going to be on the vertical of the 3. All right, so that's all you really need to know for the x-axis. So I'm just going to draw a little line. And now for the y-axis, we know that our point lies on the 4 horizontal for the y-axis. All right, this is a little bit confusing, but we're just going to look at this. See how we've got little markings, right? They mark each level. So on the y-axis, you can think of these numbers as levels. And if someone is at the 4th level, then they're going to be on this horizontal, right? They've graduated from 1, 2, 3, and now they're at 4. So they're going to be somewhere on this 4th level. Okay, I hope this helps make it a little bit easier. I know this is a little bit confusing since we're going vertical, horizontal, but really it's easy. We're at the 4th level. And since we're looking at 3, nowhere else on the x-axis there is 3, right? So we're going to look at 3 only. And it's obviously going to be this vertical. Everywhere on this vertical is going to be the x value 3. Alright, so now you may have noticed these lines that I've drawn, the 1, 4, 4 on the y-axis and 3 on the x-axis, they intersect right over here, which is really cool. So these intersect over here. What might that mean? That means that our point lies right here. This is our 3, 4 coordinate that we've been looking for. So to recap, I'll just rub this out and make it a little bit neater so that it's a bit easier to understand. Here, so we've got x value, which is 3, so it's gonna be on this vertical. Remember, it's vertical because nowhere else on the x-axis have we got the number 3. It's only anywhere on the straight line. You can think of it again as levels. Look, we've got level 1, level 2, and level 3. Okay, you can think about these markings and that can help you remember. Okay, so our point is going to lie on 3x. Our point is also going to lie on 4 on the y-axis. So it's obviously going to be on our 4th level. Wherever these intersection, this is where our coordinate lies, 3, 4. All right. So that is really all you need to know about the Cartesian plane and plotting dots. Now this is why we don't really need a grid. Grid just makes it easier for us to find where it's intersecting. But when it's hand drawn, you can just draw lines like this and they can help you find the point. So that is all for this video. I hope this all made sense. I hope that it's all easy to understand. If you do have any questions, put them in the comment section down below and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped you and have a great day. See you next time. Bye!